Curtis D.I. Wire.
DIYers, man, it has been a week full of amazing takes, but this is one that's been coming across my timeline, and I think I need to dedicate a video to it. The thing that I've been seeing, it started here, and I feel like these be signs from God, low key, like high key. Smino said this as everybody was debating kind of like hip hop's absence from the top 40 charts. Smino kind of echoed some sentiments a lot of folks had. Rap went back underground. If you can't tell. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to just let that stay there for a second. How about this one from my guy, Mr. Meg? He posted up this meme and it says, hip hop ain't dead. It's just underground. Now, I have my theories about what that is, but I kind of want to walk you down a few stories to see if you come with some different conclusions. When I see hip hop is going back underground, I immediately think about independence. I think about independent artists. I think about the ones that we see on our social media timelines every single day because they're running their business almost like it's a machine. I think about all the amazing singers that I come across, all the amazing, videographers that are also rappers that are on my timeline making the best music that I am hearing. And it's no exaggeration. It's better than any music that I'm hearing in the places where the major labels are putting them. It's better than the radio. Nobody listens to the radio like that. Better than the radio, better than these playlists. These are the ones who are really making the best music. You know why? Because they don't have restrictions. They don't have somebody on their shoulder, a suit all up in the booth telling them what they should and shouldn't do. They're the ones taking these ideas and going crazy with them. And as we start to get into an age of AI where those who are generic versions of their favorite rappers, as they are the ones that get replaced by AI, because AI can do that better and do that faster if you are generic and you're not putting anything else towards that. Some artists have taken the challenge of saying, I think in this period, as long as I have it in my mind that the way that I always beat AI is to make sure that I do something that AI could never predict, you always stay ahead of the curve. Because that is forcing you to stay in a place of evolving. I want to start off with this video here with Mr. Meg. I got a few that y'all are going to love, especially, like I said, if y'all are hip hop heads, you are hip hop fans, and you've been enjoying what's been going on over the last year, you're going to love it. If you don't enjoy what's been going on over the last year, I suggest you leave. Because you finna get blocked at some point anyways, if you can't have an intelligent conversation. Mr. Meg, what you talking about right here?
Megan, is a Monday. Billboard. Yeah, you know where this is going. Just like everyone else, I too have heard the rumblings of the Billboard rage bait. Shout out to Rob Markman for that little gem. About rap music dropping out of the Billboard Top 40 for the first time in over 30 years. And look, I get it. On the surface, I completely understand why this is a serious topic for rap fans. You hear about labels being run by folks who value technology over technical skill and AI prompts over innovative creativity. Combine that with the news of lawsuits from the top players, diabolical DSP deals, raps dropping sales, and yeah, the news can definitely feel like the sky is falling. Of course, in order to feel that way, you have to also ignore all the fire releases that have dropped this year.
Hello, wait a minute, start there. Let's start there. Let's start there. What I love about all these releases this year is that it hasn't been reheating cold fries, as my guy Read My Soul says. It hasn't been it's not them as trying to get back a feeling that they once had. It's them reintroducing themselves. A Raekwon reintroducing themselves in 2025. The Clips reintroducing themselves to their not their fans, but to a new generation. Even Kendrick Lamar, I think this is even though that's the end of 2024, this is a reintroduction to also K-Dot. That's my take on it, right? So it's a lot of this where it's like, it's not people just rapping to leave it to them folks that be on the opposite side. You think it's all just boom bap beats and rap stars sound like this. They be so... They also be bots too, so I don't really take it too serious. But continue, sir.
And already been announced, and the fresh crop of up-and-comers on deck. And you'd have to, of course, ignore the Taylor Swift effect and disregard the fact that money definitely makes a way for songs to be on these charts. And with the labels cutting back, deciding that rap ain't worth it really isn't a shock in a world that already treats hip-hop like a stepchild.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
That's good. That's good. To a genre that got treated like a stepchild. I go even further. I go even further. To a genre that got treated like a hoe. And the industry was the pimp. They pimped out every fraction, every angle, every stretch of a mile that you could of anything black culture related. From the merchandise, from the looks, from the styles, from even the independent street brands that got stolen from and then used for artists that had bigger platforms. So then when these independent clothing brands say anything about it, they look like the little guy trying to get some money off of the other ones. Right? I'll go sit down. You treat the genre like a stepchild. And it's not just people in suits. It's also artists who, for whatever reason, couldn't crack through their local scene, but get an opportunity with a label, and they look at these folks like, y'all never believed in me. I love that meme that talk about the rapper that's like, this is for all the teachers that told me I wasn't gonna be shit. I made it. And it's like, nigga, it wasn't their fault that you was stuttering when she told you it's your turn to read.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
And you got embarrassed. She didn't tell you couldn't do it. She told you to do it again. I love that meme because everybody ain't had the same storyline. Some people did, but everybody ain't had the same storyline. Some of y'all got some fake anger. You got that fake Michael Jordan anger. He said I was trash. No, he didn't. You just made that up. You looking for motivation. Continue though, sir.
But if that's where your focus is, yeah, it looks pretty bleak. Mostly because I would say you've allowed your focus to be pointed the wrong way. I did not mean for that to rap. Which brings me to my overall point. Here's where I call all rappers and creatives in general to the table so we can take our collective accountability for our part in this perception.
Sure.
The feeling of doom and gloom is born from the mentality we have curated when we started telling fans that our sales made our records worth listening to.
He cooking. You know what I noticed? Since we not on no light bright Canadian strike no more, it be Drake fans that be talking like that.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Them niggas love talking numbers like they daddy. If they daddy say numbers is everything, they say, yes it is, daddy. I'm gonna make sure that anybody that say anything bad to you, I'm gonna attack their numbers first. They do it to me all the time, and I'm like, do you understand how life works outside of your bubble? Do you understand that everybody don't look at that and say, yeah, I want to be in that situation where everybody making money off of me. You know, there's other lives where people are happy outside of that bubble, right? I hope okay. No? You don't understand that? You don't think there's artists that want to be independent? You think that's the minor leagues? Oh, okay. Okay. Say less.
Results are fans telling you how much someone will or won't sell in their first week in order to justify their feelings.
And y'all not execs. Can we say the obvious? Y'all are terrible record execs. You don't even know what the hell Nielsen SoundScan is. Y'all are terrible execs. You getting your stats from from the rap Instagram. This is called rap. This is called rap. It's just called rap, and I believe the owner is a Middle Eastern dude, and he's just called rap. And you getting your numbers from there, you ain't double checking shit. But you gonna tell an artist what they should do. You ain't never rapped a hook. You ain't never put a microphone on a mic stand. You ain't never went to a show. You ain't never bought no merchandise. It's online chomping around and just chomping at your jaws. I hate it.
Which was always something the industry execs used to justify their choices. While talents, beats, and bars are what hip-hop heads use to justify theirs. But that's always been the difference between culture and industry. Which is why I gotta say the people who support me and rock out on this side met the news with little more than a slightly raised eyebrow and a, oh word, that's crazy. Because even in the business of bars, it's always been bars over business.
Hello.
And if we're gonna let the party die, maybe this bad business is exactly what we need.
That's the breeze when the fire start burning down shit. When like the fire, it ain't even like a fire that's like big anymore. It's just like, let this shit burn down. Let it burn down. Let it burn down. Shit done got too wicked to forgive. Let it burn down.
Let's see.
I love the points you made in this one. I want to take your attention to this one. This is by far, besides the Deontay Kyle take, this is one of my favorite takes this week. And this is another thing. We made this point in the intro of this video, but you know that hip hop is alive and well when we're having conversations about it. We're having debates about it. We're having debates about hip hop's presence in the Grammys. We just had a conversation with the guys from Rap Latte, Torre and King Green, about hip hop's dominance all over the Grammys. Even the album of the year. We're having different conversations, not because the Grammys have to validate us in hip hop. We know that that's not what validates culture. But when they readjust to the culture, that tells you about an impact or a trend that is happening. It tells you where things are heading in the direction of. So the fact that we're having conversations about, man, I feel like Chance the Rapper got snubbed, but it's crazy to see it's crazy to see Glorilla. It's crazy to see JID, God Loves Ugly. Like, we're having hip hop conversations. Chromacopia versus GNX versus Let God Sort Them Out. We're having conversations, and these conversations are trending, and people are getting involved. Because of that, I've come across some amazing perspectives and voices. This is by far one of my favorites so far, and I didn't know who this individual was before, but I think it's Jaquan Music. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, sis, but this take is amazing. She explains, I'm glad there are no hip-hop songs in the top 40, and why.
I'm glad that hip-hop is not in the top 40. I'm glad that there are no hip-hop songs in the top 40 on Billboard, because way too many of y'all have access to it. Y'all
I'm looking at you, Ian Connerly.
have been mistreating, misusing, and abusing hip-hop for decades now.
Postmonally.
It's become a matter of capitalistic gain and not uplifting communities.
Hello.
Telling stories, actually sharing faith and understanding in oneself.
Come on. Speaking
on resistance, on restructuring, on revolution.
A lot of rappers became the soundtrack for people who never lived their life. It went from Razzcast, who said that hip hop is the CNN of the hood, to, hey man, you think if we start doing this on the songs, them white folks will let us come to the Hamptons? You think they let us in the poll? You think they let us in the all white party? If we just kind of like say some real egregious shit? It became yacht music. That trap music that sound like, oh yeah, that's that real trap. No, that shit became yacht music for young college kids who like the sound of trap music. Content-wise, it started to play into stereotypes that they themselves may believe about black people. That's what it became. And the artists teetered the fence because they look like us. A lot of folks didn't get that criticism because they look like us. We were like, oh, they are for us. They're just reflecting the environments. Until these rappers came out and said, I ain't never even lived that life before. I'm just doing this to get some money. That's when shit got real wicked. Because it's like, wait a minute, you going to exploit something you never even went through? Oh, so you're just parading in blackface on top of a black face. It's even worse because you know better. But now they're finding it hard to get off that yacht, take off the all white clothes, and then go back on this side and make some music for the people because they never were connected to the people, or they've been so disconnected they don't know how to connect to the people. I'm too rich for that conversation now, and that's unfortunate. Continue to cook.
Using melodies and beats to describe landscapes that only really exist in museums, that only truly exist in one's imagination, right? I'm glad it's not in the top 40 anymore, because way too many of y'all have garnered or gained some sort of access to our safe space. our altar. Take it off a billboard and put it back into the CV club, the rundown warehouse,
Come on!
the house party, the DJ.
You wasn't outside, so these things sound like unk shit to you. It sound like unt and unk shit to you. You wasn't outside. I'm sorry your tablet kept you in the house. But at some point, people used to go out and get sunlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that shit old school as hell. Go get some sunlight. I learned a whole lot about that this last week. You get a vitamin D deficiency, I'm telling you, it's bad for you. It's going to be all bad for you. It contributes to the brain rot and brain fog. People used to go outside. They used to connect with people. And you know what's crazy? As AI continues to dominate conversations through bot farms, I found out something called, there's a bot box. Maybe we'll do a video on some point about it. There's a bot box. What is a bot box, Curtis? It is literally like a PC computer that they've taken out the brain of a phone and they can insert 16 to 17 at a time. They turn this computer-like box on, look at a screen, and the screen will show them all kind of different phones that have access to the internet. So when you have somebody that gets into your comments and argues with you and then they get 30, 40 likes and people agreeing with them, that is all one person sending these out from a botting farm, likely in Turkey.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
AI gets to assist them in sounding like us, so it sounds like a real human being with a real avatar, but it's getting tricky. We're going to need each other more than ever before. We're going to need to be in community spaces more than ever because we got to verify if you even a real person. In the words of a philosopher I knew named Lil Jon, bot. Everybody. Okay, he a philosopher though.
Let's go back to the analog days, right? The days where your disconnection from technology means that you tapped into source in a deeper way. Let's go back to that.
Hello.
So no, I'm not mad hip hop is not in the top 40 because it's bigger than any list can quantify. It's bigger than any spread on a magazine cover can really capture.
Come on.
So I'm okay with hip hop not being in the top 40 because it's bigger than that.
I love that take so much, I cannot tell you. And need I remind you about my Drake take? Remember my Drake take? Drake was one black woman like this. Drake was one black woman like this around being in his camp. He was one conversation around. Because I'm pretty sure she would have told him, hey, baby, sit your ass down. Sit down. Go learn something. It's not the time for revenge music. This is the time to understand culture in a way that you didn't have to because you were supported by a machine that lets you bypass that and even cosplay in different cultures because we ushered in a generation that valued money over cultural currency. It's like exchange. I'll give you this culture, Drake. I know you're a Canadian, but I'll give you some of this Atlanta culture. I'll give you some of this Texas culture. I'll give you some of this Florida jit culture. In exchange for you gonna give me some number one slots and some money in my pocket? We got in a place where culture became something as a bargaining piece, and we ourselves contributed to that. Well, now we're taking accountability and we're getting back to it. You can't take it the same way. You can't do it the same way when it goes underground. When it goes underground, the ideas become more rich. Let them play with their AI tools and their AI toys. They think they have enough culture to sustain their business model. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. It's going to all go back in a complete circle again. That bubble is going to burst. It's still going to be around. That bubble is going to burst. They're trying to oversell it too much. That shit's going to burst. You heard it here first. That shit, that AI music, it's going to burst. They're selling this shit too hard right now. And it's going to come a time where they're going to start paying people who are in this underground to be helpful, to bring them back because the economy needs it. We all need some money. Shit is getting hard. Mark my words. I like that. Can't prompt culture. One time for that one.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Well, you know, when you start sharing messages like this, Either the bots or the people who truly hate culture and in a sense even hate themselves, they start popping out. and who would have believed a nigga named OVO Grape had something to say about this first? I gotta take you down this rabbit hole because Curtis King had time this week. Nigga, I had time this week. That video you just saw that was so beautifully articulated. A guy named OVO Grape said, y'all bums keep trying to rewrite hip-hop's history as if it started with The Message first. He's literally never heard the rap song The Message. That's crazy. He's literally never heard The Message. What are you talking about? There's gotta be somebody in Turkey sending this shit off as a bot. And usually I just block people like this. I just block them, right? I said, nah, today I gotta make an example out of somebody. So I told him, I said, hold on. Did I have that one up? Is it here? No, it's not here. It's not here. I'm sorry. So he said, y'all trying to rewrite history. I told him it's time to get up out of hip hop. You getting evicted. And you getting evicted because you've been squatting. You can't stay at the hotel forever. That's what I told him. You know what he did? Remember I told you earlier, when the folks who hate hip hop start talking shit, they got to talk about your numbers or they got to talk about your rap career. What'd he tell me? He said, add failed rappers to the list too, so you can come with. I said, I'll be a failed rapper if you can show me what you've succeeded at even once outside of being Drake's ball sack ornament.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna
Bing bong. Bing bong. I will be a failed rapper. You OVO Grape. You are one letter away from being a weird case. Why is he around? You are Drake's ball sack ornament. Just think about that. I'm sorry to do this to you. Dangling about. Don't you AO me. AO him. I'm with Screwface. They're not doing a good job of defending Drake. At this point, that's like you got to tell somebody, like, just stop defending me. You making this worse. That's what I told him. I wasn't done, though, because they kept coming out the woodwork. I put up this message. I said, here's quotes that you hear from people who are just like the people that I'm going at. I don't want music that makes me think. It's really not that deep, Curtis. Music don't need a message. It's too many big words. Is it a vibe, though? I said, all of these are flunking students from the same school of thought. Somebody named Paper Turn Blue. Probably a bot because he got an AI profile, too. Plates Blue said, I'll never get vagina if I listen to this music. You guys try to push, and vagina is important to me. Sorry, not sorry. I kind of get the feeling somebody who says vagina is nowhere near it. Sorry to be so blunt about it, but I get the feeling somebody who spells it out like that ain't never seen one, except for online. But that's neither here nor there. I told him, I said, sir, spoiler alert, it's not the music's fault you're not getting vagina. It ain't the music's fault. It's you. It's you. What woman has ever walked up to you and said, you smell good, but what music taste you into? I might give you some. Nigga, what world are you living in? What scenario is that? Let me look at your Apple Music playlist. I might give you some of this. When you ever seen that shit ever play off in life ever? But just like a bot, he wouldn't stop. You know what he told me next? He said, I listen to Drake and I'm getting vagina. He put as a cat. So now, he said, so not sure what you mean, buddy. I said, let me get this straight. So this means that whenever you are having sex with a woman, you are thinking of your gratitude for Drake? Got it. Get these freaky ass 6ix9ine gods. Get these freaky ones out of hip hop. You just like a squatter. What right do you think you have to be here? Imagine you are making love to a baddie. And thank you, Drake. This never would have happened if it wasn't for So Far Gone. Hey, Drake, all I can say is, ever since I started listening to this album, nothing's been the same. You're not getting anything. You mean Solo Love. He's a fan. He's for sure a fan. Golly, these people are stupid. And then somebody else echoing the same nonsense. Because, he called me, the other guy called me a failed rapper. He comes and cosigns and he says, now show us the total amount of unique, okay, let me explain it. The other guy, the OVO grape guy, the OVO rape, I'm calling him OVO rape. The OVO rape guy said, he pulled up my Spotify listeners. And he's like, you only got 500 listeners, huh? What career? I said, you cropped out the part where I said I removed my music. It's in my banner. I said I removed my music from Spotify. And I went direct to consumer. Then I put the link to my Bandcamp. I said, you left that part out. He comes and tries to be a butt buddy and says, now show us the total amount of unique visitors to your Bandcamp since May 2024. I said, bitch, these ain't the Epstein files. The music industry got you thinking you are entitled to stats that don't serve any part of your life or existence. Are you going to take my stats to a bank and get a loan? Is this going to help you get a job when you bring up my Spotify numbers? What is you talking about right now? And why do you think you entitled to it? That's because a whole generation has been sold that sales mean everything, including cultural currency, because they have no culture. They smell collectively like tuna. That's too good for you. Tofu. Y'all are disgusting. Just nasty. Just nasty little bots. Little freak ass little bots. Then I had somebody else who actually made somewhat of a cohesive argument. I ended up having to block him because he started being like one of them. He said basically like, hey man, I'm an engineer. I work. I do really intensive intellectual things. And so my brain power goes to my job. And I said, well, so, let's clarify. He said, nobody wants to listen to that music you got to do all that thinking to. When I come home, I'm trying to get a different experience. I said, fair enough. There's a clear difference between listening to music that inspires deep thought and music that requires thinking to enjoy. He also got outed for using ChatGPT.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
That M Dash was kicking his ass. I say that M Dash was kicking his ass. That M Dash was kicking his ass. Don't nobody type like ChatGPT in real life. Fucking rocket emojis like, ready to launch? Nobody does that. There's a clear difference between listening to music that inspires deep thought. Music like Kendrick Lamar's inspires you to go there, but it's still so sonically beautiful and entertaining. It keeps you engaged. And there's a difference between music that requires thinking to enjoy, because it does exist, where people assume cerebral, and then you ask that, what does that mean? And they say, just think about it. You are the lyrical equivalent to a mumble rapper, and you're just as bad. I said it. Just because you rapping over boom bap beats don't mean you better than a mumble rapper. You're a mumble lyrical rapper. Except you just pronounce your words a little bit clearer. Your shit mumble too. So there go your hip hop purists. I know some of y'all might have left when I said that. You ain't gonna like that. I said, sir, you at a place in life where you use all of your thinking energy for your jobs. Now you want music to simply be like your beer after work. That's your right. Don't other people deserve to have their own experience with music? What if I don't just want to vibe? What if I do want something that is supporting the deeper thinking I'm already doing? What if I do want my music to be the backdrop of the kind of place that I want to go? Why can't I have that? Why do we all have to be subjected to dumb down music because you dumb? You got dummy music for the last 20 years. Why do I have to be subjected to dumb music? And I'm not saying that to say oh, any music that uses shorter words. That's not what it is. You know what I'm talking about when it's dumb music. Ain't talking about shit, ain't been about shit, ain't entrenched in no culture, ain't nothing traditionally hip hop, just using and abusing and exploiting hip hop. Not even hip hop, just rap. Don't even know that that's an element of hip hop. None of that. You know what I'm talking about. Surface level, no depth to it at all. Why I gotta be subjected to that? 'Cause I'm not stupid. Why I gotta be subjected to that? Continuing on, I said this back in April because I saw this coming a mile away, and we're gonna get to this Deontay Kyle reaction in a second. Do me a favor though, really quick, if you haven't, my friend. Hey yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video. In April 30th, 2024, that was actually last year, I said, as we move out of this weird era of rap, please let the record reflect some of us let rappers that didn't know how to write make music for listeners that think music that requires thinking is automatically mid. Then position themselves as leading voices of the culture. That is nasty work, ladies and gentlemen. That is nasty, nasty work. Now, some of you I know who are watching are probably still very much in that industry. And I sympathize with you because some of you are locked in before this shift happened. And maybe you're between a rock and a hard place because the industry is obviously moving in a different direction. But I love when a video like this one from Kenny Burns that was reposted on Gibbs' page. I love when a video like this comes along because he's calling out folks in this industry who can make decisions. Stop blaming just the rappers. Stop blaming just the rappers. They're not the only ones engaged in this agreement and partnership, but they're the ones that get 90% of the blame. Listen to what he had to say about how he feels like some of this, I guess, lack of presence in the charts can be reversed by the industry. Listen to him.
But I got a way we can get back to some normalcy. Check this out. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, stop paying these babies to make death, misogyny, and despair music. Stop the madness! Stop it. Stop paying them. If they come to you with it, don't sign them. All you people that own Universal, Warner Brothers, all you black executives still in the building, don't sign it. We're having another conversation about music and how there was song structure and storytelling and things that took you to this place. Don't think they're not getting taken to a place. This is not the place you want them to be in. Because that NBA young boy, he got them in there looking possessed. It's almost like that one time I was in Turks and Caicos and I told you that Sexy Red song came on while people were eating dinner calmly. Then all of a sudden, the shit came on and the girls had their leg on the table and they was It's getting sad out here, y'all. So if you could take that step number 3 and stop paying these babies for making this death, misogyny, and despair music, we'd be better off. Number 2, put the artist before the algorithm. How can a robot tell you how to feel, A&Rs? Label execs, how can a algorithm tell you what, you know Nielsen SoundScan is a fucking scam anyway. Amen. You know all these metrics that you told you gotta abide by, you gotta do to get paid for your social that shit is bullshit.
Come on.
Stop making these artists that don't deserve these spots a priority. There's real talent out here.
Come on, Jesus.
Put the artist before the algorithms. I'm sorry, I'm so hyped. But this is necessary, and this is the number 1 most important thing. Stop hiring these executives that want to be the artists.
Amen. Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
All in the planning of the videos, but really want to be in the videos. All in the producing, but really want to be doing the producing. Hey, what that button do? What you call this, FL Studio? Oh, that shit look tight. You can teach me that one day? I guess. Yeah, okay, yeah. What you got working in? You know what you should do? You should move that drum over there. I'm gonna need 10% of this beat now because I said that and you didn't. Suge Knight might have been talking about Diddy that night, but he said some very prophetic words because it's still that kind of activity happening. Folks don't want to do their job. Nigga, rappers don't want to rap. They want to be rock stars. Singers don't want to sing. They want to be rappers. Execs don't want to be execs. They want to be superstars on Love and Hip Hop. Hey, burn this shit down, bro. Burn this shit down and let people go naturally where they need to go in life because they have not found their purpose. Nobody want to do their job. And they getting paid not to do their job. More.
Amen. If you work in a building and you have a job and your job is to do X, Y, and Z, do that job. Just because you could dress or just because you have some favor don't mean you supposed to be in the limelight.
All in the content. Dog, if I see another exec doing content and ain't bringing no value, like all I can think about is when they talk about that during the slave trade, there were supposedly black folks that sold themselves off and made deals. If that is indeed true, it's happening today. For those who know, there's a haunted house called the music industry. Inside this house, I've seen people lose their lives. I've seen people lose their souls. I've seen people lose their way. I've seen this building make people go crazy. Crazy. But you still in the front accepting tickets because you got bills to pay. You still ushering them into this fucking building. Knowing that on the other side where people are exiting the mansion, they're shells of themselves. They're not even a mansion. Let's call it a haunted house. Because at the top of the haunted house, you see statues of the people who did do something against the odds. The Jay-Z's, the Nas's, the very small percentage that did. But all of these people that go into the music industry, into this haunted house, there are people who are accepting tickets and not warning them what they're getting into. Because it does not benefit them to prepare those people. Because then what do you need them for? Call this shit out.
But
I love this take. Shout out to Kenny Burns for this. That was well done. This is a tweet that went a bit viral for your mans. And I know we're doing a whole lot of tweet reactions. We're going to get to this Deontay Kyler in a second. But this is important towards building this story because a lot of this stuff, some of us have been saying already. Many of you have already been saying. But I said this. I said any rapper, because I have empathy for the rappers that really take this serious. I have empathy, not because I feel bad for them, but because I believe in them so much. When I think about the Bruiser Wolves, the Mick Jenkins, the folks that we've had the opportunity to have and sit down and interview. When I think about the Ab-Souls, when I think about the folks that truly are the best pens, the Daylights, the best pens of our generation. It pains me. Even with Joey Badass, yeah, I didn't like the way he rolled out that battle. But it pains me to see a lyricist like that go through that situation with the label because he deserves better. That window of time where people put all that energy, the labels know how to make him look like everything he said he was. But they got to play their role. And they failed him. They failed him. They failed him, and he's talking about how his mental health was affected. This is not me coping for nobody or none of that. I'm just saying it's the same system, different toilet. Same shit, different toilet. So I said, any rapper that chooses to continue to push their pen in this era of anti-intellectualism, I knew Dom Desmond would like that. I seen you in there. I know you're gonna like that. You still my dog though. Any rapper that chooses to continue to push their pen in this era of anti-intellectualism, brain rot takes, mainstream decline, the AI music, truly loves their craft. Is it so crazy to think about having empathy for a rapper? I know that may sound bitch made to some of y'all, but is it so crazy to have empathy for a rapper? And not just any rapper. Not the rapper that got more money than you, that's flashing in front of your face, that's being an asshole. Not that one. But the independent rapper that is working their ass off and doing what they can as a small business to build what they're doing. Have you ever thought about this? And this didn't dawn on me until I talked to one of my best friends, Epic. Rappers be really having the most dangerous jobs and nobody ever acknowledges it. You put your location on a flyer based upon the kind of music you do or the kind of success you show on social media, which you're encouraged to do. You're attracting people who like you and hate you. Boosie once said, people from your hometown who are hypnotized by hate. You literally have to promote where you will be at. It is one of the most dangerous professions, not if you're just famous. I'm talking about for anybody because you're accessible. And sometimes even if you don't make music that is confrontational, that is violent, you still get pressed because you're in this space. And zooming out, let's make it less about us. You're talking about a music industry that obviously has had mob ties, like for real mob ties, not the Drake ones, the for real mob ties. So I look at this and is it so much to ask for empathy? What other profession do you know where people have to like think twice before telling somebody what it is they do? Because I know every rapper in here at one point in time has felt embarrassed telling somebody, oh, I rap. You might just say, I make music. I rap. You rap? Let me hear a little something. What other profession do they ask you to hear a little something outside of singing? What other profession they tell you to do a little, give me a little 5-minute set? Is it so crazy? Because they get dogged out, especially their numbers are exposed on a regular basis. I'm cooking, let me go here. I'm cooking. Their numbers are exposed on a regular basis. The streams they're not getting, the listeners they're not getting, they're judged by. What their visuals don't do, how corny it is, that gets amplified more than the promotion of their music. It comes with the territory. I'm not saying feel bad for them, but empathy is a real thing. And it's something I've been thinking about, not because I need it, but because I know there's people out here busting their ass to give you the best art form they can. And they have really no incentive to do that. Because based upon anti-intellectualism, where people are downplaying and saying, nobody want to hear that school book shit. Nobody want to hear that unk rap. That's depleting for people. I put months and months into my craft. And you're telling me to be stupider. Dumb it down. Bet. Brain rot takes from people who can't understand the music, but have a platform to amplify their stupidity. Mainstream decline. Now you're talking about the entire profession. Now you're talking about blasting this out to all the platforms, the media platforms. And now you're probably got rappers who go on to work, who coworkers already say, this nigga make coworker music. We'll talk about that next week. That's a whole phenomenon, by the way, too. He makes coworker music and his job ain't got no security. What you think about no rappers being in the charts? Is it so crazy to ask for empathy for a rapper? Is all I'm asking. I go on to say, as a fan, continue to show up for them and make sure your support is louder than the dummies tearing them down. Shout out my guy, Mickey Fax. He chimed in on this one. He reposted it, and I appreciate him. We're going to listen to his full album on this stream, but listen to what he had to say because he offers a lot of important input here. Peep him out.
With another facts check, this time for my brother Curtis King. Any rapper that chooses to continue to push their pen in this era of anti-intellectualism, brain rot takes, mainstream decline, and AI music truly loves this craft. As a fan, continue to show up for them. Make sure your support is louder than the dummies tearing them down. I agree. If you are actually taking time to write something thought-provoking, if you're actually taking time to put melodies together and think of creative choruses to push the genre forward, create new soundscapes, please continue to do it. You love it like I love it. I got a project dropping literally this Friday. If you love me, please support me. Pre-save it, pre-order it if you can. Show love to independent artists.
Could you imagine telling James Baldwin to dumb it down? One of the greatest writers and poets of his time. Can you imagine telling James Baldwin to dumb it down? Can you imagine telling Malcolm X to dumb it down? Can you imagine in that time period where we were judged under such a uniquely disrespectful microscope, can you imagine telling some of the brightest minds of that era that were in the mainstream conversations to dumb it down, and how stupid we would look now revisiting that dumb it down era? That sounds ridiculous. But here you have access to some of the best fucking writers that you can think of. Not just rappers, real writers. Read through their lyrics. Go on Genius and read through their lyrics. Writers. And you tell them to give the stupidest version of what they're doing so they can be accepted and liked by the most amount of people. Yet and still, I always use this example because my dog Stevie Crooks blesses with me. When you think about art, art, fine art, the best of fine art, according to them people, are things like the Mona Lisa. Isn't it crazy? There's only one Mona Lisa to my understanding, only one Mona Lisa. And in order to get to that one Mona Lisa that's worth gajillions of dollars, you gotta wait in line to get to this art. Then when you get in that line to get in a museum, you gotta wait before everybody else gets to see it and takes pictures. Then when you finally get to the Mona Lisa, you're sitting behind a velvet rope that separates you from even being able to touch it. That's how they treat their fine art. Why don't we treat our fine artists like that? Did I cook?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
If we can celebrate Basquiat and all the amazing things he did, does it not? Is it not clicking to you because it don't got nostalgia attached to it? Is it not clicking to you that the evolution of those type of names exist today? Is it not clicking to you that those names could be rappers? I know that there's people who have bastardized that name and brought down the value of it, but it's not clicking to you that might be some of the brightest minds we have who could take these complex topics and break them down into simplicity to us and still have nuance involved in it, still be rapping into a rhythm, still be rapping into a pocket that makes us nod our head, still come up with melodies that we can sing along with, still perform these live. Put some respect on these rappers' names, on our names, I'm going to say. I'm making it less about me, but I want to make sure it's just about in general. So I appreciate Mickey Facts. Now let's get to this one. This is the one. Of course, it's going to be a bit of a longer video, but it's that time. We got to talk this, and I'm glad we're talking this on a Saturday. I got time today. Shout out my dog Deontay Kyle, man. I'm so glad we were able to get this interview with him early this year, or get a interview because, bro, he didn't took off. He going crazy. I was talking to him a few days ago. I was just like, man, supremely grateful, supremely proud of what you're doing. With that said, during one of his episodes of his podcast, Grits and Eggs, he had a statement that he said about the whole hip hop missing in the top 40. When I tell you this is the cherry on top, peep out what he had to say.
But I say this is actually a win for hip hop, right? Now is the time. Now is the time to push a fucking pen.
I agree.
If you ain't hip to Grits and Eggs Radio, if you don't listen to Rap Latte, if you're not listening to Rob Markman, if you're not listening to B Dot, if you're not tapped in with niggas from the culture, black people from the culture, if you don't watch Adri when she cook up and give you hip hop knowledge, if you're not tapped into the culture of hip hop and you only get it from white publications, especially these white publications on Twitter that hide behind avatars and you don't know who the fuck is running the pages, or you get your hip hop news from fat fuck niggas like academics.
So when he said that, all I could think about is academics dropping a Red Bull. Why you say fuck me? What did I do? I am culture. Continue, Deontay Kyle.
Then you don't really know hip hop. You're not tapping into the culture.
Hello.
You a bystander, and you're a casual consumer, and you shouldn't have an opinion on this shit anyway.
Woo!
Okay? People from this culture should be the only people reporting on the culture. The only person I like from outside the culture that reports on it is the Dissect podcast dude. And that's because he has a niche role in dissecting lyrics into greater meanings.
Shout out to Dissect Podcast because there's a level of respect that comes with the way that he dives into the art. It's not sensationalism that is attached to what Dissect Podcast does. There is a genuine curiosity, a genuine deep digging for more answers that are below the surface. He, to me, is an example of someone who understands this concept fully that I'm saying right now. Like, do you not understand? Not all rappers, but some rappers are some of the most brilliant voices, brilliant orators, brilliant writers that we have today. That is not a message of the past. If you still think that only existed in 96, you've got a lot of music to catch up to. That exists right now. It's just that those artists because they're not part of the Grammy conversations, because they're not part of the reality TV shows on VH1, because they're not a part of these publications that have the name hip hop in them. That's not me taking a shot at all hip hop or nothing, but some of these publications where you don't know who owns them until you go to the LinkedIn page and you see it's a whole panel of niggas that don't look like us. Go look at the LinkedIn page for the orange rap page. Go look at the LinkedIn page and get back to me. You may be surprised how very little black folks are even in there. Reporting on us, using our faces for thumbnails, using us for clickbait that generates income, and they never have to show face. The same thing's happening with AI right now. All these black faces, I know I give Timbaland hell, and it's deserved. But he is merely another piece to take accountability for AI technology he didn't create. The creator of Zania Monet is merely another face taking the arrows for a company that need to do some explaining. Mikey, get your ass out here. Stop making these overproduced videos that you get to control the narrative of, and come talk to the people that you stole from. That's a story for another day. Continue.
He actually cares about the craft to the point where he's breaking down the language of the craft, but he's not giving his opinion. He ain't rating albums. He ain't saying what's good and what's not. He simply diving into the lyricism of it. Now, this is when it's going to be time to push your pen.
Yeah.
It's time to push your pen.
Hello.
If we want to sit here and act like it's not great albums that have been coming out, then you don't really listen to hip hop.
Right.
If you say the girls is just making pussy rap, you don't really listen to hip hop. You need to change the way that you consume this culture. See, Drake just been spoon feeding you the culture from the corporate commercial level, from the top down. Okay, so that's how you hip anybody he do a feature with. Now you a fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you hip to them. But that's spoon feeding you what the culture and the corporations want.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really, you're not digging in the crates, so to speak.
Yeah,
you gotta go do your own research. You gotta find out what's popping on your own.
And now, those of you that are listeners, and I know I'm grateful to have you here. Those of you that are just hip hop listeners, you don't rap, you don't make music, you don't make beats. You're just here because you love the culture. For those of you that are here, I deliver this message to you with love. Streaming was so convenient for you. The opportunity was there for the artists we were sold on the idea that if you sell an album for $10, you only get that $10 and that's the last you get it, and they can play that album an infinite amount of times because they own the physical copy. We were sold on, well, streaming, you can get an infinite amount of streams and make an infinite amount of money on these CDs. On these digital albums. Little did we know there would come a time where some platforms would stop selling albums entirely. You could only stream them. So what could have been an opportunity for $5, $10 is now at 0.003, and even worse because now Spotify, platforms like Spotify, whenever you as a listener listen to an artist on Spotify, say I only listen to independent artists, you still are putting money in the pockets of Taylor Swift, of Drake, of anybody in the top of the game you could think of that you're not listening to, because they get the majority of every $10. They get the majority of the share. Why? Because they have a pull system. What that means is that because they occupy more streams and have more market share, they're part of the pie like that. Meanwhile, if you're independent, our pie looks like that. That 0.003 shrinks even more. It's on a sliding scale. It shrinks even more depending on how much music people are all sharing from the pool. Now imagine this. Spotify just got rid of 75 million AI songs that got through with no issues. Spotify only has 120 million, approximately, songs in total. It's got rid of 75 million. That means we've been splitting our money with bots, and nobody said nothing about it. So as a listener, these artists that you support needs you even more than ever, supporting them on their websites, supporting them at their shows, supporting them wherever they are selling something directly to you. They need you more than ever. Because the way that they're playing with this game, they're making it to where that fraction of a penny becomes a fraction of that. Matter of fact, there's independent artists out here right now on Spotify that will not get paid until they reach 1,000 streams. And when they reach 1,000 streams, they don't get paid for the first streams that came before that. They start getting paid after that, a fraction of a penny. Imagine that. So I'd say that to you so you understand what's actually going on is beyond just artists who, they just stupid and don't know what they're doing with money. No, they signed up for a game that was never meant for them to win.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just gonna always be these people that show up at festivals. Cause you ain't gonna find a navy blue at a festival.
No, you're not.
You're not gonna find a Earl sweatshirt or a Mike at a festival. You ain't gonna find Marco Plus Jigs 285 at a festival.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna find them at a festival, bro. It just is what it is. But if you want real hip hop, you gotta go search it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your boy name? Rick Hyde.
Rick Hyde.
You know what I'm saying? Freddie Gibbs just dropped a phenomenal lyric for an album.
They did.
Sold out 5,000 seater in Chicago. Pulled up to the Red Rocks in Colorado, dressed as Frozone. You're not gonna find that on the commercial front of these things. You got to really be a fan of this culture. You got to be a fan of lyricism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to check out a Lil Sims. You want to check out a Rhapsody.
Hello.
You gotta go looking for that.
And don't the artists who have been doing backflips and getting paid less money for your convenience as a music listener, don't they deserve a little bit of work on your end? Don't they deserve a little bit of work on your end? Because also, too, the exchange, it's not just about the money. It's about the action of I went and took an extra step to do something I never really do, which is buy music. When you do that, you're a lot more intentional about listening to their music. I paid for this. When I bought that Rhapsody, I'm looking for the vinyl. When I bought the Rhapsody Mad Libs vinyl, as soon as it came, we did a video. That is an experience that I cannot stream, that I will forever remember because the music was so amazing on there. Don't the artists deserve an extra step? I know the people out here. I'm not saying like the music listeners got all the money in the world. That's not what I'm saying. It's tough times for everybody. But it's now a time where we need you to meet us halfway after we've met you as close as we can to getting to where you're at. That's it.
And the thing is like I don't bother myself with like casual consumers, and I damn sure don't want to hear your opinion on it.
Yeah, do the same thing for R&B. I'm with you. Make sure I highlight this. Do the same thing for R&B. If you're looking for it, we heard a lot of it last night in our competition. If you're looking for it, it's there. It is out there. They need you. They trying to find you too. Take an extra step.
Now, for all my people, especially my rappers, especially the people that really want to push that pen, I'm going to urge you to perform more. You go see La Russell perform, ain't no backing tracks.
He's straight going.
He's straight going.
Yeah.
When we was at the Freddie show, wasn't no backing tracks.
Straight going.
You're just going. That's hip hop.
Imagine we're at a time where we have to ask rappers who are in the business of selling audio and selling image. Because the image got to be squeaky clean. You got to look good. You got to have your change. You got to have your stylist get you right. We're in the business of selling audio and selling image. How bad does it look for your image if your audio is at its worst quality at a show because you don't know how to hold a fucking microphone? Because you're yelling over your lyrics that haven't even been turned down by your engineer. You're literally yelling over your own lyrics. People can do that at home. They already do. Your only job is to be a rapper and perform. So I'm asking for empathy for the rappers, but I'm also pressing my peers because, dog, that's part of the reason why people stopped coming to a lot of the local shows. Is because they saw that and said, you guys sell audio and that's the worst part of my experience here? That's bad customer service. Imagine going in a flower shop and every flower on the wall is dead. What are you selling me? The opportunity to talk to the owner? Hey, get some new flowers in here. We are in the business of selling audio, the best version of it that we can make. It's because it's indie don't mean that we get to take time off or be cheap about our presentation. No, it's quite the opposite. When I went and interviewed LaRussell, that is a professional setup with a team that understands the main thing, and they keep the main thing the main thing. Nobody's too prideful to pick up a camera and trade off. Tieta might go take this phone and do social media. Another cameraman might take this and start doing the big camera. But that's how they run it because it's an actual professional business. We can't be expecting to get professional money direct to consumer if we're not ready to have professional businesses to present. You get what you give. And we need to over-deliver in our products and our packaging and our designs. Stop shortcutting it with this ugly-ass fucking AI art. Please. It's terrible. It is terrible. Not the AI technology, but damn it, the art is terrible. I know why graphic designers be cussing y'all out. So as much as I'm asking for empathy, I'm also making sure that I'm holding my peers' feet to the fire because we got a job to do too.
If I wanted to go to a fucking karaoke,
Yeah.
I'd do that. You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for sure.
The way that Kiss was performing at the Verses, that's how you do that. Cut the backing vocals off, turn up the ad libs, and turn up some of the ins and outs,
Yeah.
and get to it. And trust your crowd, know your shit. It's a win for hip hop. Fuck the bill. Do we want these people validation or not? We say it every year. Oh, we don't care about no numbers. We don't care about no numbers. Then when niggas start talking numbers, y'all say, oh, is hip hop dying? Is hip hop in a bad space? No.
Hip hop's in a great space.
It's in a great space. We're back in control of it.
Come on.
You should want these corporate niggas to jump ship and get out your shit so you can own your shit again.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Ain't none of y'all gonna ever make me hate Deontay Kyle. I'm pretty sure some of y'all, he done had a take that done pissed you off. Can't none of y'all make me feel no different. That's my dog. Spot on take. We either want the validation or we don't. We either gonna do this independently or we're not. Arsonist from the Heatmakers came on here for an interview last year, and he met me at a time where I was like, I didn't understand his point he was making about how could you call yourself independent if you're on a Spotify? And Spotify has licensing deals that at one point in time, 70 cents of every dollar was going to Warner Brother Music, Sony, and Universal. How could you, in good faith, say you're independent, distribute your music to Spotify because it's for the convenience of your fans, when really they're in bed together? They're in bed together. It's almost like you're giving them money and you're not even signed. This is why I was preaching direct to consumer last year, because I saw the writing on the wall. A lot of these distribution companies started to get bought out by like companies that were underneath Universal. You can't get away from it. Universal started to dive into even buying some of these merch companies that you do it. And it's specifically for independent artists because they want to get that money somehow, some way. So what I'm saying is, check your independence and see if there's something you can do that's even more independent and it's relying upon you and not whether or not a fucking nerd on a Spotify playlist chooses you. Stop being a choose me. That's for Drake.
Mm-hmm.
You created it. Is hip hop in a bad space? Like Mos Def said, if hip hop is doing good, we doing good. If the people doing good, then hip hop is doing good.
Right. He also said so many SKUs. So many SKUs.
If the people are confused, then hip hop is confused.
Right.
We need to clear up the confusion about whether we want these white folks validation or not. Because if we want their validation and we seek to be a part of their conversation, then hip hop is in a bad space.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want it to be culturally connected, if we want to gatekeep, and we want this shit to be dictated about our culture, and what our culture seeks to like express itself, then hip hop is in a great space.
Bingo.
For sure.
And also, read the fucking room, rap niggas.
Hey, you ready to get uncomfortable? I guess I'm part of rap niggas, but you ready to get uncomfortable? Can we have another conversation? Go ahead and cook, Deontay Kyle.
Read the room, nigga. Niggas ain't doing so well outside. So I don't care about your ice. I don't care about your motherfucking chain. I don't care about your passport. I don't care about your new whip. Talk about what's going on outside. Find a way to infuse that. Find a way to get back real and get back in tune with the streets. All that flexing and flashing shit ain't gonna get it no more. This shit gonna have you looking like a lick in about 2 months.
Finna look like a Happy Meal.
It's getting cold outside.
SNAP benefits have been cut. You might be the next thing to get cut. You better watch your mouth. I'm telling you, this is why I agree that rapping is one of the most dangerous professions, especially when you're a famous rapper. Everywhere you go, they know who you are and they know what you have, because in order to be successful, you got to look like you got it. Your label then puts millions and millions of dollars behind that image, puts it on billboards, puts it in ads on different websites, and everybody know you got money. No matter where you go, they know you got money. And part of your image is you got to wear some of that money. It can quickly go from, oh shit, they go my favorite rapper, I'm going to go say what's up to him, to world star. Be careful out here. Be careful out here.
Summertime, they say that's the killing season. Wintertime, it's that robbing season.
Yeah, but naked.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you running down the block in your drawers.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna push the button. I'm gonna do this. That's gonna be you. You better be careful. You better be careful. You better be careful. I'm not justifying somebody taking your clothes and your money, but I'm also not saying that's the smartest thing to do. Go around places flaunting shit like you got it when people are like, okay, the way you flaunting that you got it, I'm flaunting I don't got it. Let me holler at you. So I don't want to see you running down the street in your drawers. Come on, man, do better.
And it's 30 degrees outside. I don't want to see that happen to you.
It's a bad look.
It's a bad look. You and wife beater drawers and socks, run down the block, nigga done stripped you out your true religion fit. Cause you think you fucking 2 Chainz in 2010.
And matter of fact, we live in such a wicked time. We live in such a wicked time. That person robbing you will probably make more money on the video if they gave it, if it was bought off by like academics or like a WAC 100. They probably will get more money off the video than an autograph from you. Imagine that. They might get more money off of somebody getting the exclusive to that video of you getting robbed and running in your drawers. It's wicked out here. It is wicked. And it's about to get even crazier because of the direction things are heading.
Damn right, I got it. That's how niggas gonna be. Yeah, I got all your shit. Look, man, read the room, man.
Read the room.
They just cut the SNAP benefits. There's gonna be people out there very hungry. If you ain't feeding your wolves, you gonna end up on the plate.
Hey.
Oh, we'll hit the button on that one.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell
What
it.
about favorite quotes? If you do not feed the wolves, you will end up on a plate.
Let's get to hip hop. I'm tired of this hip hop that's not reflective of the society, especially not the society that you come from. It's time to start pushing that pen, bro, and it push the pen, push the performance, and push reality. You know what I'm saying? Not just your reality, but be a voice. Because if niggas don't feel like they can relate to you, you know, them days is over. Because I'm tired. You know, the thing is, if I ain't got no money, I don't want to hear about you talking about all your fucking money no more.
Yeah.
That's what we got away from. That bling bling era really ushered in the commercialization of hip hop.
Come on.
And we see culturally. Now let's talk about culture.
Okay.
Versus Cash Money, No Limit.
Right.
Master P, he spoke culturally.
Right.
That nigga Birdman was speaking that corporate shit. I started this bling shit. I started this stunting shit.
Yeah.
I had the first nigga with diamonds in my teeth. How Master P respond? I'm about it. You about it. Nigga, I'm about this shit,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck you talking about, nigga. I'll take them diamonds out your teeth, nigga.
Damn.
I
Damn.
represent.
You're
Come
real
on,
New
son.
Orleans.
Real New Orleans.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
that
Niggas know what it is.
You got to make sure you tap into this podcast. I love this podcast.
start jogging.
Niggas know. Yeah.
I represent.
Uh-huh.
Man, look, that's culture.
Yeah.
That's not that corporate shit. The niggas got to get off that stunting shit for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Niggas need to get outside and see, okay, instead of buying $250,000 chain, why don't you donate $200,000 to a food bank?
Ooh.
And make sure these people outside eating. Because I'm telling you, that $250 coming up off your fucking neck if you playing around.
I got a specific one too. This is really specific because I come from a music producer community where I've made a lot of content for. And you know what audience that gets overlooked? Guests and the coaches that are producers and are faceless producers that are they're not black, but they love making music that the most violent of music will be made over. They love making drill beats. They love making some West Coast shit where some gangster shit gonna be talked over it. They love making beats for what my dog Epic say, the dude with the gold teeth in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They love making them Atlanta style trap beats, but they scared of black people. They ain't never see black people except for on the internet. They don't hang with black people, but they do monetize it by selling beats online. And they get to be faceless. Stop making music for people that you're afraid of having a conversation with. How about that? Because you're not afraid of getting that money up off of them when they pull a credit card out and you get that PayPal transaction. How about that? How about you go make some music where it's safe for you? Or you feel safer, I should say. That's it.
No, your Nick might come up with the chain.
Neck might come and nigga might behead you out here. Get with the times, nigga. Be reflective of the society. Also, too, stop wasting your fucking bread. Damn, man. You niggas is in prime position. You know all the talent. You can start your own label. You can start your own A&R firm. You can start your own distribution. You want to do it. You want to buy more fucking necklaces. Why you got so many necklaces?
I got so many
I only
necklaces.
got one neck.
You only got one motherfucking neck. We done been there. We done done that. We went bling bling.
Goddamn, Mr. T.
Yeah, man. We seen niggas outside in the prowlers in the parking lot. We seen it.
Yeah.
Now you niggas out there, 10 years niggas gonna be in slingshots playing oldies. It's time. We off that.
Yeah.
Let's get bare bones again.
Yeah.
Take the watch off. Take the bracelet off. Put the necklace down. Let's see who you are without all them accessories. What you really talking about? I'll tell you who do a great job of this shit.
Who?
That nigga Sauce Walker.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
Woo!
Even though he do be blinged out, he does a great job though.
He keep a balance
He
because
keep
he
a
be
balance.
talking about real life.
Yeah, he does.
He be talking about real life.
Nah, Sauce Walker is dope.
Sauce
Very
Walker,
dope.
if you niggas can come with the conviction and the experience that Sauce Walker did. See, Yachty tried. Yachty can't keep up with nigga like that.
No. Fuck no.
He tried to tap into whatever Sauce Walker doing. It's just it's not compatible.
He got to blow his nose too. I can't listen to Lil Yachty until he blow his nose. He just need he need one of them little. You ever see the ads for them like you sniff it and it clear up your sinuses so you don't sound like he need to clean up. I can't listen to that. I just all I can do every time I listen to him is scratch my nose. I can't listen to it.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas believe that coming from Sauce. You know what I'm saying? We respect Yachty artistry. You know what I mean? Like, you doing your thing, whatever the case may be. I respect the fact that the nigga get on them drumless beats and really put it forth an effort of pushing that pen.
He does.
He put forth an effort of pushing the
does.
pen. It don't hit the same, but he trying his best.
He's trying.
He trying. That George Floyd bar was out of pocket, my nigga.
Yeah,
I ain't
that
gonna
was
lie,
crazy.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was wild.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas met you in LA we respect it.
I'm gonna end it right there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Deontay Kyle. Doing an amazing job of bringing very clear perspectives. Once again, that was the Grits and Eggs podcast. But look up Deontay Kyle. You should see it pop up there. I got a few final thoughts in here, and then we're going to move on to the next story. But I said this October. I said, you want better? I said this 2 years ago. Excuse me. I said, you want better rap music? Dig for it. with the same dedication as when you scroll through 6 pages of Netflix looking for a good movie. I don't want to hear that, oh, people ain't going to do all that extra work to listen to music, but they do all that to go watch a reality TV show. They got no kind of effect on their reality. They'll do it to go watch some abstract ass movie that got 1 star because they want to see how bad it is. People will make the effort. You just got to do your job and make it worth the effort. Especially if they're the only one supplying it. So I don't want to hear that. People go through 6 pages of Netflix looking for a good movie. Seek and you shall find. How about another one? This one was in May of this year. I said, some rap fans don't deserve education. What do you mean, Curtis? That's how we get everybody to be better. No, that's how you give weapons to people who don't deserve it and haven't earned it. We don't know these people. Some of these people know the language so well, it's like they're human chat GP. They know the culture so well, it's like they're human chat GPT. They might have read a few books, watched a few documentaries, right? Been around a few people. But that's not enough anymore because we've seen those same people grow fangs. We've seen those same people get in position and leave this culture for country music, leave this culture for bigger and better opportunities in their mind, bigger and better financial opportunities, while using us as a pedestal and stage to step over the top. I started getting to a point where people were arguing hip hop with me who obviously had no connection to it except for Drake. And I said, why am I educating somebody who doesn't need it? All they're going to do is use it to weaponize another argument to counter it. I'm not educating you. I said they need to be escorted out of hip hop. Who are you? A participant in this culture for 20 plus years who still respects my OGs and has respect from my OGs. That's who the fuck I am. Not a guy on Twitter running my mouth about shit I don't know. I said they celebrate mediocrity. They excuse ghostwriting. They co-sign lawsuits. Thinking irritates them. Numbers arouse them. Oh. History bores them. Dog, it was wicked. It was ugly out here. And right now, you know, this is the part of the fire. This is the part of the fire that you know, it's still burning. And you're not going to control this fire. It's going to take down everything in the process. It's going to look like, damn, does it even exist in this space? And you're going to realize, damn it, somewhere somebody is having a time of their life. A community of people are having a time of their life being around other human beings. This is the one thing I will thank AI for, but AI didn't do this on purpose. AI is reminding us how important it is to be humans with nuance that think deeply, but also humans with nuance that can feel our way through decision making and do it in an accurate way. It's reminding me, look at all these amazing takes that I just watched. If there was no reason or season for these takes, would we even be having contact with some of these folks that we saw videos from today? I'm grateful for the time that we're living in, as wicked as it is. And it's affecting everybody. Ain't nobody above that. No matter what your financial bracket is, it's affecting you somehow, some way. Them tariffs is kicking your ass too. It's important in this time period that we remember how much importance is put on being human and how much of a necessity it is for us to stay connected. That is where hip hop started. That is where hip hop is going back to the boroughs. Back to the hole in the wall clubs for some places, back in backyards like La Russell, but it's different now. It's different now. It's not looking up at the skies or looking up at the corporation saying, please choose me. And I'm not saying that's what the culture was, but some people did operate that way. We want to cross over. We want to get to the mainstream. Now we're in a place where it's transitioning. So much so that a bitch ass like Someway Bot is in here trying to go against it. I don't even understand why they're here if they believe it's all a dream. They must want a piece of it too. Or they must realize the biggest problem with hip hop going the direction it is going the opposite direction of where it's been. And it's time for you to get your squatting ass out of the house. DIYers, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you think.
Curtis, K.I. Wire.